will talk about different problems we have in the world. First, we go with Anna.
In other news, the crisis in Greece continue. In November 12, it was reported the clashes break out as Greek general strike brings attention to a halt. As seen in the picture, the news conceded that there were petrol bombs throughout police in first strike against value-related tax increase and spending cuts since Syrian-led government came to power. That is why nearly 25,000 people participated in three separate demonstrations in the capital on Thursday. According to police figures, in protest at a foreign round of value-related tax increase and spending cuts, another 10,000 marched without incident through the country's second-largest city, Thessaloniki, and also report that young people broke away from the Athens march and is passed by parliament and three Molotov cocktails at police, who responds with tears and stun grenades. All can return within an hour.
These crises keep going, and it's getting worse than we expected. So we will continue informing. Thank you.
Last week, on November 10th, a 24-year-old woman was killed by Israeli troops at a military checkpoint in the West Bank when she approached holding a knife in her hand and a suicide letter in her bag. She was shot by a soldier while she was still at least 30 feet away from the checkpoint.
The woman was identified as Rasha Ahmed Owasi. Her suicide letter read as follows.
Thanks be to God. Best wishes and greetings. My dear mother, I don't know what is happening. I just know that I reached the end of the road. And this is the road that I choose with full consciousness. In defense of my homeland, the young men and women, I cannot bear what I see anymore. But what I know is that I can't take it anymore. My family, my dad, my brothers, forgive me for everything. I just know that I really love you, especially my fiancé. Forgive me for everything. I have nothing else but this path. I'm sorry for this departure. She's one of the 80 people killed since October 1st.
Thank you, Enrique. Coming back to the Greece situation, we'll give some information about the Eurozone. The economy of the 19-member bloc will grow at a rate of 1.8% in 2016, and it will be a reduction of 0.1%, just the Eurozone said. Now, coming back to Greece, the country will have a harder time rebounding from its near bankruptcy and the difficulties facing the cash-strapped banks. This year, the Hellenic economy was expected to shrink by 1.4%. Next year, we'll see a slightly smaller contraction of 1.3%. In conclusion, Greece will not see the light of the tunnel until 2017.
And for Germany and other Eurozone heavyweights, they will be the strongest, with the economy's largest economy set to expand by 1.7% by the end of the year, and 1.9% in each of the coming 2 years. This would be Europe's largest economy in a long time.
In other news, on November 13, Austria has announced plans to erect a 3.7-kilometer metal fence along its border with Slovenia. Vienna has said the measure aims to better manage the entrance of migrants and refugees. The announcement on Friday came just 2 days after Slovenia began similar measures on its border with Croatia. Austrian Chancellor Werner Faymann said border wire will also be restored in Nervi, ready to install if it's necessary.
Austria has become a major transit route for hundreds of thousands of migrants and refugees in recent months, despite most of the migrants continuing their journey into northern Europe. Austria expects a record of 95,000 asylum claims this year.
The high recipients on a per capita basis. Amid growing support for the far-right Freedom Party, which is currently leading in Austria's opinion polls, Feynman's government has come under growing pressure to stem the flow.
Coming back to our side of the world, in Venezuela, the regime of Maduro has the country to the edge of the abyss. The people don't have the simplest public rights, and the only production of money they have is the petroleum, and they use it like exportation product, but they sell it in a very low price.
It seems that for 2016, Venezuela will have a hyperinflation problem with a negative growth in the GDP.
On the other hand, we have Leopoldo Lopez. that it is a man who ran away from the country and it was part of a group of people against the dictatorship of Maduro. But, good for him, Frankie Niegas posted a video on YouTube talking and showing evidence of the pressure Lopez suffered by the political power to condemn him to 30 years in prison. This and more was said to the visit of the journalist and president of Radio Caracas television that closed because of the Chavista method. And this man was Marcel Garnier.
This made clear the bad situation of the country, not just for the people it lives in, but otherwise the economy.
Now we will hear from some news about the problem in Paris we had a few days ago.
Hi Pauline. As we have been seeing what happened in Paris, the security Belgian service suspect that the Moroccan Abdelhamid Aboud, who is 28 years old, is the prime suspect in the attacks in Paris, France. This man is the foreign mentioned resident in the Brussels commune of Molenbeek, and he has been missing since January, when a terrorist cell was dismantled. He was the leader of this cell terrorist, who will be the mastermind of the attacks in Paris, who were 150 people dead.